This is what happened more than 10 years ago. But it still bothers me. Remember the life in junior high school at that time. Just study every day to cope with exams. I love to read comics in my usual leisure time. At that time, when I was writing homework and taking notes in school, once you enter a state of concentration, you will forget your posture. I will be unconscious. Put yourself on the right side of the face. Close to notebook or book. In the middle of the night. I also like to hide in the quilt. Use a flashlight to look at the comics of the supernatural teacher Shenmei. Gradually. My right eye vision. It's starting to get bad. I started to lose sight of things in the distance. After going to check, I am nearsighted in both eyes. Of course my right eye is deeply myopia. Later, I also became a four-eyed frog. However, I really hate wearing glasses. So I usually don't wear glasses. Unless it's when you want to see things in the distance clearly. I will take out my glasses and wear them specially. Therefore, my glasses are basically, it's all in the pocket of my pants. I was studying at school with a few friends that day. Around 6 o'clock. It's already dark. I walked out of the corridor and planned to go to the toilet. On my way to the toilet, seen from a distance, there is a figure in the toilet at the bottom of the corridor. I slowly approached. Then I heard the other party say hello to me. Because I can't see who the other person is. So I said, I can't see clearly without glasses. Who is it? The other party smiled back to me and said, why don't you wear glasses? I said back to him. Wearing glasses is troublesome. While walking over. Then the other party didn't say anything. Just moved to the toilet. Then I jokingly told that classmate. It's also good to not be able to see clearly. One day, if you see something you shouldn't see, will not feel scared. The other party said in the toilet. Is that so? What a good way. He finished speaking. I walked to the door of the toilet. Then immediately go into the toilet. As soon as you go in, I found no one urinating. I want to say he might poop again. I didn't think too much. I continued to ask the other party while peeing. What class are you in? Why are you still at school? As a result, he didn't get a response. I thought the other party didn't hear it at first. So I asked again. Still no response. At this time I want to say. The other party may be taking a shit seriously and don't want to talk to me, right? So I just peed quietly by myself. Before leaving the toilet after liberation, I also greeted each other and said, I'm leaving first. Then walked back to the classroom. I saw the instructor inside. The instructor wants us to take it home quickly. Because the school is closing, I told the instructor that there are still people defecating in the toilet. The instructor asked me, who is defecating in the toilet? I said back to him. That's not a classmate in our class. So I don't know who it is. After the instructor listened to me, he frowned and told me. He just patrolled all the classrooms of the school. There are only a few of us left in the whole school. Then he asked us to take it back quickly. After listening to what the instructor said, I feel it. Things seem a bit strange. On the way home, I have been thinking. Is it an off-campus person? If not, what is it? I feel a little hairy. I also feel a little scared. That's it. I came home with anxiety. After getting home, as usual, no one is at home. I turn on the lights in the living room. Just walk straight back to the room. Hiding in the room to study. About 8:30 in the evening. I plan to take a shower first. So I took my clothes and walked out of the room. As soon as I walked to the corridor, I saw the bottom of the corridor. There seems to be someone hiding behind the wall, showing half of his head peeking at the shadow. I was taken aback by the shadow. But because of myopia, I can't see clearly. So I immediately took out my glasses from my pocket and put them on. I only rely on the light in the living room. Look at the bottom of the corridor. There is nothing there. It seems, I was wrong about my myopia. So I took off my glasses with peace of mind. Unexpectedly, as soon as I took off my glasses, I saw a shadow hiding behind the wall again, showing half of his head peeking. And he slowly walked out from behind the wall. It was a black figure of ordinary stature. He was standing at the bottom of the corridor, tilted his head and faced me. I thought in fear. What's going on? However, due to myopia, I can't see clearly. The shadow is very vague. Therefore, I quickly put on my glasses and looked over the bottom of the corridor. It's empty and dark. There is no figure. Suddenly I started to feel scared. Goosebumps all over my body. I hurriedly returned to the room and locked the door. Then dispel the idea of taking a bath. I want to say, my sister will be back in half an hour. I'm not afraid of having one more person in the family. Wait for him to come back before taking a shower. That's it. I'll stay in the room and continue reading. I don't know how long it has been. I heard someone open the door and come in at home. I looked at the time. 8:50 a.m. I thought to myself, sister is back. Saved. So I quickly opened the door. I want to tell him what happened just now. As soon as I opened the door, turned out to see a black person standing outside the door of the room directly in front of me. His body is pitch black, like a shadow, but above his neck. But I can see it very clearly. It's a man's face. He looked at me with his eyes wide open, and the skin on his face kept melting and peeling off. Then he tilted his head and opened his mouth wide with a smile and asked me, like this now. Have you seen it clearly? I was so scared that I couldn't make a sound. Shrank his shoulders. I feel like my heart is about to jump out, because it's too shocking. So I yelled. Then he fell softly and sat on the ground. My sister immediately ran to my room and asked me what happened. I just keep shaking. Then he lay on the ground sweating and looked at him. After that, my mood calmed down. I just told my sister about the situation I encountered. After my sister listened to what I said, I was so scared that I didn't dare to sleep by myself at night. My sister and I ran to our parents' room that day. Slept with my parents all night. Although it has been more than 10 years. But that thing's terrifying face, still vivid. Because until now, I go to bed every morning. When you wake up and open your eyes, the face with peeling skin will be posted in front of me. Smiled and said to me, "This way. Can you see clearly enough?"